What is going on, everybody? It's Stas here. Welcome back to another video. So the stock market didn't do so well today. S&P 500 went down 0.7%. Same with the NASDAQ 100. The Dow Jones went down 0.6%. And the Russell 2000, get this, guys, went down almost 1.5% on the day. And today we're going to be talking more about the markets, breaking down some technicals, going over a bunch of stocks to buy now. And I also want to share with you guys what I did in the stock market today and in general where my head is at as a trader and as an investor. So if you guys find value, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, join the Discord chat, the Facebook group, get yourself 4 stocks from WeBull and $30 from M1 Finance. All of those are free and linked right down below in the description box. So let's get into it. Again, the markets were not that crazy today. I mean, we've seen a lot worse back in March. You guys remember what I'm talking about. But they were still pretty rough. Again, S&P down 0.7. You know, the Russell went down 1.5%. And the price action here, honestly, guys, that I'm seeing on the S&P 500 indicates to me that there could be some more downside. I mean, take a look at what happened. We collapsed under 37.80 today. That was a big level of support we were talking about in yesterday's video, right? 37.80 held back on the 12th of January, on the 11th of January, and on the 8th of January, right? So the fact that we sold off under that and we collapsed under that, honestly, we dropped very quickly, about 1% within 20-ish minutes. How long was that sell-off? Like about 45 minutes. And we collapsed again, and then we rallied from that point. But take a look at where we got rejected after that rally. We got rejected right at 37.80, which again was that support. But the second you break a support, it becomes a resistance, and we failed breaking 37.80 on this test. And in fact, we dumped under it pretty aggressively, and we sold off into the close, which is why I think there could be a little bit more downside here in the markets. And we've been talking about how, in general, we looked a bit toppy here at the top of this channel on the 4-hour chart. We've been covering that here on the channel. And I told you guys, the second it breaks 37.80, I literally said this yesterday, watch for the gap down, maybe to mid 3700s, which happened today. And if that breaks 37.50, which we were at today, we might be going maybe 37.30, maybe down to about 3,700. So watch out for this. This 4-hour channel is in play. You guys can clearly see it. This is what the pattern is looking like. So maybe we go down 3,700, maybe even lower. That is where I think this little sell-off could get us to when it comes to the S&P 500. And when it comes to the NASDAQ 100, which shows obviously the 100 largest, these are tech-oriented companies, this is also at a pivotal spot. It's right at that 50 SMA here on this 4-hour chart. If this breaks, I mean, it seems like it already is, but if we fully gap down next week, maybe we break 12,600, which is a support coming up, that could be a point where we might be going even lower on the NASDAQ, maybe, or this is the NASDAQ 100, maybe down to, let's say, 12,300, 12,400, 12,200. And you guys have to look at previous sell-offs, right? The last big sell-off the NASDAQ 100 had was 10%. The one before that was about 13%. And if it were to drop hypothetically from 13.1 to about 12.2, that would be about 6-7%. So even if it did that, it's still not as big, nearly as big of a sell-off as the previous ones, just to give you guys some perspective. So what are your thoughts on the market? Let me know down below in the comments. What are you guys doing? Are you buying? Are you selling? Are you sitting on cash right now? That would be a decent spot to be. Me personally, we'll talk about it now in a second. I'm in a decent amount of cash, but I'm also in some positions. Number one today, which I'm going to talk about more in a video coming out tomorrow, is NEO, guys. And by the way, watch out for that video tomorrow morning. It's coming out on NEO. We're seeing that drop. We're seeing that big drop after NEO Day. It's gone down from 67 to about 56. It's dropped about 15%. And I actually nibbled a very tiny position today of NEO. I bought that earlier in the day. If you guys were watching the NEO chart, it actually collapsed in the beginning of the day, and it pretty much coasted. It still sold off, but it was much slower in terms of volatility for the rest of the day. And I actually picked up some at 57.25. So at one point, I was down a good chunk. I'm not going to lie. Not that bad. Right around 2.5%, but I was down, and I'm still down on this position. But again, this is one that I'm looking to build up. Although I do, you guys know this, already have a long-term position in NEO, but this for my swing trading account, this is what I'm looking to do. Again, I bought at 57.25, and I'd be willing to add more at 55, maybe even between 53-ish, right around there, and 54. And again, I have a video coming out tomorrow morning when it comes to NEO, and I go deeper into the technicals on that. So watch out for that. NNDM, guys, I am still in NNDM, and the truth is, I am mad about this. I kind of made a mistake, but at the same time, I wasn't fast enough. That's what happens. But this morning, it actually shot up to 1095. I wish I got out on this pump. I actually could have got out at about 1080, but I didn't execute the order. I'm kind of mad about it. But then again, it's okay because I'm in at 1036 and we're right at my cost basis. So I'm not really freaking out about it, but I could have locked in the profit. But since I wasn't quick with it, guys, I just am still holding on. And honestly, the way it closed above 1030 and it had a green day in the red markets overall, that's a pretty good sign. And I think this is pretty promising heading into next week in terms of NNDM, and I'm holding on to my little position there. And honestly, guys, you guys have to realize this, with stocks like this, anything could happen, which is why, and this is a little tip, don't put your whole portfolio into something like this. And you could do whatever you want, but I personally wouldn't put in a massive amount into something like NNDM. Because it's very volatile and you could get burnt, and I could very well lose money. So keep that in mind. And by the way, another tip here, or not even a tip, Monday, the markets are closed because of Martin Luther King Day. So be mindful of that. We have a short week next week. And I'm also still in Apple at 130. Didn't do much there. Still holding on to my position there. I'm in Amazon as well at 31.50. And a lot of these are down. Most of these are down, guys, except for Workhorse and SLV. I'm in SLV at 23 and Workhorse at 22. And the truth is, with those tech positions, I am down on those right now, but I didn't build them out, right? I didn't really add the full amount I want to in these positions, and that's because I'm keeping some cash. I have about 40% cash right now, along with these positions, to add more to them, right? That's kind of the idea on this pull down. So let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. I would love to know what you guys are doing. And on top of that, almost forgot, we got some stimulus news, Biden's proposal, and you guys know this is not a stimulus channel. I'm not bombarding you guys with that, but I am going to do a little brief rundown on it. Biden's proposal, designated the American Rescue Plan, seeks to offer stimulus payments of $1,400 to most Americans, increase enhanced federal unemployment benefits by $100 to $400 per week, and extend these through the end of September, and provide $350 billion in aid to state and local governments, which had been excluded from the Congress's latest package. So this is something that is going on right now. We'll see what actually, gets done. I'm not too sure about it. Again, this is not the stimulus channel. You can go watch me, Kevin. Like I've said before, he makes like 20 videos a day, and you guys see those videos. So go watch him for stimulus, and you obviously watch me for stocks. But keep an eye on everything that's going on with stimulus. And here I'm reading on my notes, $15 per hour. It also seeks to raise the minimum wage to $15 per hour. So we'll see, guys. We'll see how that ends up going down. And if you are enjoying the video, hit that like button and make sure to subscribe. Please, guys, just make sure to do that. That's a very big thing. Subscribe to the channel. So stock number one that I'm watching here is Virgin Galactic. And this is one that we all could agree got a little bit overheated, right? We bought this one. I bought this one. And by the way, if you guys didn't see my individual stock overview on Virgin Galactic, go check it out. I'll link that down below. It's a must watch. I bought this one that day before Cathie Wood that ETF came out, talking about or it's a space ETF, right? I got in at the right time, and a lot of us did. I got in that day at $27.35, and I ended up locking it in the next day, I believe it was, right? At about $31 and something. Yeah, that was yesterday. And I locked it in a bit early. You guys can see $34 hit that same day after market hours. But today we got this pull down. It got down 8% almost at the close. It is running a bit after market hours here, guys, but it is still seeing resistance under that 50 SMA. So Virgin Galactic here, I think it could be a dip buy right here. $30, $29, $30, right around this 50 SMA on this hourly chart. That could be a spot, but be careful because back on that 4-hour chart, we do see if it doesn't hold $30, it could easily collapse back to $28, probably high 27s, 27, 75, right? That could be where it goes down. So if it does drop under that, and it could happen in a day, this stock's very volatile. I mean, guys, it went down 8% today. If this gap's down here, it could go down another 7%, which honestly, I would love buying back into Virgin Galactic right where my initial position was, because again, I wrote it from 27.35 up to about 31, something like that. Locked that in literally in overnight. It was pretty lucky timing there. And I'd love to get back in right around 27.30, maybe 27.50, right around this level, these moving averages on the 4-hour chart. So watch for that. $30 could be the dip, or $28. Either one I think is pretty interesting here for Virgin Galactic. And for Exxon Mobil, we're also seeing a dip, which I'm very happy, guys, about this one. Honestly, if you guys have been watching this channel for a couple of weeks, we talked about Exxon Mobil as a pretty strong turnaround play, and I was buying it pretty nice, a decent amount for what the account is worth in my M1 account. If you guys follow the M1 Finance investing series, and I bought some in another account. And ever since then, $42, $43, this thing has been crushing it, right? And lucky timing again, I guess you could say. But after I got in, about a couple of weeks later, we got a lot of upgrades from the big banks. And the stock went crazy in the snap of a finger from 43, roughly 40, 42, up to about 45. And it also broke 47. It also broke 49. It went almost to $52, and now it's selling off. It went down 5% today, and like I said with NEO, and I'll mention more of that in tomorrow's video in the morning, this is a healthy pull down. Exxon arguably got a little bit ahead of itself at $52. It went from 40 to 52 in a couple of trading days. That's crazy, and it needed the pull down, right? Down 5%. So I'm not complaining, and at this point, right around $47, right around this 50 SMA on the 4-hour chart, I'm probably going to buy more Exxon next week, maybe even in my swing account, but for sure in my long-term account. I'm going to average more into this because I think, honestly, oil prices are going higher, and I think Exxon could ultimately get to $55, right? And we could make a video on oil prices. That would be pretty interesting. Maybe. I don't know if you guys want that. That would be pretty interesting. But, yeah, Exxon Mobil, that is one for sure to keep an eye out on right now. And XBEV is another one. That's the ticker. This is another Chinese EV player, XPeng. I know I'm not saying that right, but honestly, I don't even know how to say it right. That's my fault. But this is one worth watching as well. You guys can see it's pretty much showing a lot of upside here. And you can see a couple of things. It went from 78 to 37, trimmed about half its value, downtrending all that time. And it actually broke the downtrend ever since the beginning of this new year pretty much. And what I'm seeing, if you guys take a look at what I'm about to draw, this is an inverse head and shoulder that I'm seeing on XPEV right here, which it makes sense that it's acting this way. It did back on the 12th. It popped from 45 to 55. It makes sense because it's trying to complete that right shoulder and this inverse head and shoulder. And the idea is that this could maybe even fill the gap back to the 50s, 60s for that right shoulder to complete. Maybe we'll see. Ideally, it could get back to 80. I'm not saying that. It's too soon to say that. But you guys get the point. And on this pull down that we are seeing from 55 to 47, another big thing is we're holding that 50 SMA. This is looking like a higher low potentially. So we could end up making a bounce play, playing a bounce play from 48, 49, maybe up to 55. And even if it breaks 55, like I said, if it wants to complete that right shoulder, it could go up even higher. So I like XPEV. This is interesting. CCIV, guys, take a look at this one. This is Churchill Capital, which is taking, I forget the name, Lumar, right? I got to do more research into them, guys. Honestly, I'm forgetting the name. I'm pulling up yesterday's notes. It was like Lumar, or it's this high-end EV company, Luminar, right? Let me double check. Lucid. Oh my God, I'm saying Luminar. That's a different company, right? Lucid Motors. That's the one, guys. CCIV. They're taking Lucid Motors public, and this thing has been going crazy. It went up 6% today, and it hit $21 earlier, so it was up a lot more than 6% at one point, and it's pulling back. It's since pulled back. And heading into the close of the market, this has showed a pretty nice, you could argue this is a bullish formation here. You guys can see that. It's formed this nice wedge, and I'm thinking it could break out of this and probably test 2021 again. It's that type of SPAC at this point. It's very hot. It's a newer one. Let me double check. Yeah, it literally just came out like a couple days ago. I mean, gosh, this is definitely one that is gonna keep having some swings, no doubt about it, in my opinion, guys. So watch out for CCIV. Another one is CIIC, which we called out yesterday. This is one that broke out today, up 2%. Earlier, it was up, I think, over $31. Yeah, it went up almost to $32. And based on this 5-day, 5-minute, this pull down we saw from $32 to $29-ish, $30 roughly, that held the uptrend. The pull down happened, but we held the uptrend, which is a very good sign. And overall, I can see this maybe taking out $31, $32 in the coming trading days, and maybe go to the mid-30s. That's what I've been saying here with CIIC. And overall, the trend, the 4-hour trend, if we look at the overall picture, it supports that because it broke out of the wedge. And it's really showing a lot of upside. Volume's kicking in. The momentum's kicking in. And I'm just loving it, guys. CIC is one that I need to add. I didn't add it yet, but I need to. That's probably number one on my priority list. That and probably Virgin and Galactic and probably Exxon. Those are my top three, to be honest, right now. And arguably SBE is one as well. SBE, you guys can see this little head and shoulder could be playing out. But if it doesn't, if we're able to break back out of 45, I'd say, break this neckline on SBE, the neckline on the head and shoulder, can you guys see that? If that breaks at 45, maybe we fill the gap back up to 50 at that point. That's kind of what I'm waiting for. So this one's more in the kind of wait and see category, SBE that is. Some of the other ones are more buy now category, like CIC, XOM. SB, I'm going to wait a little bit and see if it could recover over 42, because if it doesn't, guys, if it breaks under 41 and takes out 39, that head and shoulder is going to complete very quickly, that right shoulder, and maybe we get down to $34, $35, which is something I don't want to get trapped in. So we have to be careful there, but overall there could be upside. SBE. And the last one, guys, before I end off the video, is Palantir, which is looking very similar now that I'm looking at this pattern. Looks very similar to CIC. Remember, CIC was in this wedge, took out the wedge. Now a lot of momentum. Volume is kicking back in, right? And Palantir is looking the same. You guys can see this wedge is formed. It's been formed. We've been making higher lows and lower highs. We're squeezing in this wedge. But now we're finally taking the resistance out, it seems like. We're breaking out of there. And you could also argue maybe this is a descending triangle as well. Excuse me, guys. Maybe it is, maybe not. But we'll see. Overall, even if it breaks out of this, it doesn't matter if it's a wedge or descending triangle. All you have to know is we're breaking out, and we could be going high 20s, maybe even back over 30 on Palantir. So watch out for that, guys. And that's all I got for you for today. Hope you all enjoyed the video. If you did, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, join the Discord chat, the Facebook group, get yourself some free stocks from WeBull, guys. I honestly think that runs out today. I got an email from them. It expires on the 15th. So, hey, if you guys want those 4 stocks, get them down below. And get your $30 free from M1 Finance as well. And again, those are all free. Link down below. And if you guys want to see any individual stock videos, check out the Tattooed Chef video I made. It's right here. And the Virgin Galactic video one is right here. Check out either one if you guys are interested. I'll catch you all in the next video. Thanks for watching. As always, I can't even talk today, guys. Keep on choking, but it's okay. I'll catch you in the next video. Again, thanks for watching. Peace out.